let's talk about the GOAT. It's interesting to think of him as the GOAT, Shane Van Gisbergen. He's not the most successful driver in supercars history, but he has been dominant the last few years, and he has continued to show that he has it nailed. At Bathurst, he proved it. It wasn't like they weren't shattering the track lap record. They were doing a great job, and they were one of the top 5 cars all day. And then when it came to, all of a sudden, they just started putting in some good laps because they needed to get past Brody, and then they did, and then they left him for dead, and then they won. And that was the last time Shane Van Gisbergen won, and I hope it's not it. He's had his races in NASCAR, and I have watched, have looked into the results and gone, oh yeah, not too bad. And it was a good start. And next year it's all head down, bum up at NASCAR. And that's good, because it's nice to have some exports. It's so easy to say, oh, Shane Van Gisbergen's so good, it's unfair. But Shane deserves it. He's been around a long time. It's easy to forget that he rocked up in 2007 in the Team Kiwi Stone Brothers car, and he cut his teeth in that car. And then he goes to Stone Brothers, and he does 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. He did 5 years in the Stone Brothers car. And Stone Brothers got sold to Erebus, and they were going to run Mercedes, and Shane said, no thanks. And he was prepared to pull the pin on his supercars career, until Jonathan Webb came ringing and said, hey, you're not really thinking of quitting, are you? And they get him in the car, and then boom, at Adelaide, pole position, race win. And then he's back in, and he just had to get into the right situation, which he did. He was doing a great job at Techno. Goes to Triple Eight, wins the championship first time out. Very nearly the guy in 2017, but not quite, because Jamie Whincup had more consistency and maturity, and SVG was just sort of all in. And we like that about SVG. We like that he made that silly mistake at Darwin in 2022. That's just what makes him the great driver that we like watching. Even though he swept the floor with everyone in 22 and 21, he could have just cruised to victory. And in 2022 at Darwin, he wanted to get the win, and he thought he could do it. And it was just a heap of cars after the safety car restart, and boom, he's crashed into Will Davison or something and wrecked both their races. And that's just what happens. We're going to miss him, because we're going to miss the burnouts. Kind of wish we heard more from this guy, because he seems to know what he's talking about. He's one of the best guys in the category. He drives for the best team. He drives like he stole a car every time. And at Bathurst in recent years, he said in 2023, he said, it took me a long, long time to work it out. Now I worked it out. 2020 wins Bathurst. 2021 almost wins Bathurst, but gets the flat tyre and comes 18th. 2022 wins Bathurst. 2023 wins Bathurst. You can't make this shit up. This guy is real. We have some amazing drivers in the category, and we don't appreciate it enough because we have so much going on all the time. There's a lot of young drivers coming through. There's a lot of great drivers that, you got Chaz Mostert with his flamboyance and his charisma and all of that. Like, he's a really cool guy. And then you got Shane Van Gisbergen, who's a quiet sort of guy, does his talking on the track. And he gives a pretty convincing speech every time he hits the track. It's going to be interesting not having SVG around anymore.